So right from the beginning, try to push him on and set the tone that that's not going to be quite good enough. So bigger steps. That's good, it's coming. Now, right now when I look at your reins, I see one tight rein and one loose rein. Can you feel which one is the loose rein? Okay, so I want you to shorten up the outside rein and close your fingers and push your outside leg into his side so that you're firming up the aids on the outside of his body. And push on. All right, and walk a sec. Just gonna give you a stick here. So you should not have to work that hard. Okay. I'm just gonna dip your graceful here. That's right. I'm just gonna go to the other side. You're actually on uneven holes there on that side. So you can be uneven, like you can be up 3 on this side and 2 on this side or whatever, but you don't want to be uneven on the same side, right? Okay.
This looks like a new top.
It's pretty new. I'm getting my money's worth out of it. I got a silly colored one so that I recognize it when students leave it out. I know that, okay, that's mine. All right. So just carry your whip in your inside hand. And if he's still dead to your leg, you're just going to take your reins in your outside hand and a little tap behind your leg. Okay? All right, walk on. And ask him to go. Okay, good, better reaction. That's an acceptable reaction. Now feel your outside rein, Leo. And keep pushing for a bigger trot, right? He's got lots more trot in there still. That's coming, little more, 10% more. Good, good, fine. Good, and then again, check in with your hands that you've got even contact, a little bit of weight in both reins. Oh, this is looking so much better. I just want to see the outside rein a little more connected to his mouth, like you're feeling his mouth right into your elbow. That's looking much more even. There I don't see one rein flopping around. Very good. Okay, try a few steps of walk and then trot forward. Yeah. Good, and trot on. Strong trot right away. Good, yeah, now he's getting more awake. And then do a small circle where you are. Keeping the same activity level, right? Make sure he doesn't get slow just because the circle is harder. Good, Leo. And again, walk a few steps and then trot on. Now check in with your even hands. Good correction there with your posting. Good. Think of carrying your hands a little bit wider apart so you can really feel both sides of his mouth. It doesn't get blurred with your hands together like they're one thing, right? You want to have both sides. Push your trot bigger. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Working trot. Keep turning. Don't let him come step on my toes. Keep turning. Big trot. Good. And let's half circle and reverse direction. Keep your energy, keep your power. Switching your whip over. Good. Switching your posting diagonal over. Good. So both those things, Leo, should happen in the moment at which you're changing direction, right? Wherever that curve is joining the new curve, that's when you would sit twice and switch your whip. Okay, now push him forward again, bigger trot. Now there, push with your legs and firm up your feel on the rein so that he doesn't have quite so much freedom to get distracted and crooked and shake his head and all of that business, right? Close your fingers, close your legs, make sure you're riding a circle shape and put him to work. Good, okay, few steps of walk. And trot on, good for you. Now Leo, when you sit down, I want you to think about bending your knees and sitting down, keeping your hips neutral, okay? Right now you're sitting a little bit too far back and a little bit too bouncy. So push on, get your big trot again, and then when you want to walk, you're gonna slow your posting first, then bend your knees and sit exactly in the middle. Yeah, much better, much better. Now look up to the right and canter. Make sure he's awake and right now. Good. Now think about your bend, right? Your right rein is loose and floppy there. So both directions, it was the right rein that was too loose. Keep a feel on it, push his ribs out. Try to get his body to match the circle that you're working with. Good, now try a smaller circle where you are, about half the size of the other one. Good, there we started to get some bend. Good, and push him forward again on the big circle. Try to keep this feeling where he's around your inside leg. Push on though. Bigger steps. Bigger steps. Make sure you've got contact in that right rein as well. Good, Leo. Let's go large around the ring. 2-point on the long sides. Keeping your back flat. Hips and knees bent. That's it. Good. Point your belly button down just a little bit. Good. And on the next side, lengthen the canter. Now really go, lengthen. There we go. Really good, and stretch up and bring him back and circle. Think about your bending aids. Sit in and circle. Yeah, sit in. Feel the right corner of his mouth, your right leg pushing his ribs out into your outside leg and rein. Leo, he's still looking a little bit the wrong way. He's looking to the outside of the ring here. Firm up your feel on the inside rein. There you go, so that you don't have a tight outside rein pulling him to the outside. That's right, and when you're not using your whip, it should be lying across your leg. That's right, that shows to me that your fingers are closed, your hands are in a good position. Excellent. When you're ready, sink in and trot and walk. Good for you. Okay, good. Give him a pat. I'll give him a little walk break here. And while you're on your walk break, just make sure there's no twists in your reins, okay? It's a little thing, but all those little twists interrupt the communication a bit. Right, and it looks a little bit sloppy as well. Good, so let's get on to the left circle again here. Good, and do a quick position check with your stirrups. Make sure they're up under the balls of your feet, not getting too far back. Toes slightly out. Right, this is going to be important once we start jumping, that your stirrups aren't too far back, because you'll lose the flexibility through your ankle that you need. All right, let's shorten the rein a little bit. Keep the walk moving forward, right? Be moving your elbows in the walk so he doesn't get stuck. Good, stay on your circle shape, so don't stay on the wall for too long. Bigger walk. So let your elbows follow his neck. That's it. Okay, walk to canter. So solid leg, Leo, right? Work his ribs there for your bend. And as your leg is solid, he'll tend to be more relaxed into the contact as well. And let's go trot and walk, Leo. And we're going to do the walk to canter again. Make sure he stays on the circle when you ask. Okay, you need to have both sides of him there. Last time he drifted a little to the outside of your circle. Circle again, feel your outside rein. Tighten up the feel on your outside rein. There we go, there he's straighter. Now long side and lengthen. Good for you. Now bring him back and circle at the end. Hands up. Feel your outside rein there. Make sure he's not getting too crooked in his head and neck. And again, long side lengthen. Good. Now start to sink in and get ready to circle. Balance him up. Bend, leg on his rib cage, and circle. There, you're leaning a little too far back. Keep your hips bent a little bit. That's right, Leo. Good. Good. And transition to walk. Very good. Okay. Walk break. Good. You got a nice forward reaction from him now. Little more trot. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you need a little more energy here. Good. Now I want to see you looking a little more to the left. And think about continuing your circle, right? So that he's turning a little bit all the time on landing off the jump. Trot was good. Good. Back to trot. Now I want you to feel that if he lands on the wrong lead, I'd actually like you to trot before he changes, okay? Set him up, look ahead. Good. And Leo, this time I want you to think about being a little softer, a little more flexible with your hands. So when he's jumping, your hands are moving forward. Good. Okay, let's trot into the grid. Jump, pull, jump. Okay, so it's like a bounce pull in between. And then we're going to have you trot, walk, and halt after. Keep a little half halt and leg. Good for you. Halting, sit down, look up. Where are we looking? Okay, kids, so into the halt there. You were getting ready to halt and then all of a sudden you were looking over here. Okay, so interesting, right? You were thinking about something else there. Wherever you're lined up with, that's where you need to stay focused on into the halt, okay? Keep looking at that focal point right in front of you. It might be the camera, it might be the door on the shop. Okay? Okay, one more time. Sink in. Good, Leo. Okay, give him a pat and a little walk break. Now you are much better with your upper body staying straight, your eyes staying up and straight. Two things are going to help you into the halt here that you're not quite doing yet. Position was good in the grid, but into the halt you're a little bit stiff in your legs and stiff in your arms, okay? So I want you to think about landing, bending your knees and getting lower so that your bum's in the saddle, and then bending your arms, okay? Because if you're stiff against him, any horse, their natural thing, if they feel that rigidity, is going to be to pull against it, right? So you need to get anchored first and then you can be flexible with your hand. The bounces is now a little oxer. So that just means you need to make sure that you don't sit up too early. Okay, keep your 2-point position over the oxer and on landing. And then one quiet stride and then the vertical and then your halt. So again, after the last jump, you're gonna think about bending your knees and getting low and then bending your elbows. Good. Now leg just secure against him. Looking up. Good for you. Sink down. Whoops. Now did you feel which way he was drifting? No, which side of the camera did you end up on? Yeah, you ended up left of the camera, okay? So the grid was great, and then here he starts anticipating the turn and starts to kind of push into your inside leg a little bit. So that's where you need to make sure, first of all, that you're in the right position. Then you can shift your hands over a little bit to the right, always opposite, right? If he wants to go left, you're gonna shift right, and then your left leg can fix it. Okay, so he got away with one there. Okay, so come again, grid was great. We need to make this more accurate. Okay, so it was better in terms of you were more on top of where he was going and fixing it as you went. Still, I see really stiff arms here, okay? So again, we need to sit, tighten up your abs, and then you can add your arms. So let's do this on a circle here for a minute. I want you to canter, and then when I say, you're gonna trot, walk, and halt. No posting, not leaning back, okay? Keeping yourself just right in the center of the saddle, and then firming everything up. Okay, so let's go walk to canter here on the circle. Okay, so we'll try that again. So that's not like him to be that crooked into the canter. So I think there, Leo, you got a little bit too much on one rein and then the other rein, and he wasn't quite sure where to go. Keep yourself organized, both legs and both reins. You want him feeling like he's on curved railroad tracks. Okay, looking at both sides of him. Much better. Now keep cantering for a minute here. Think of relaxing your elbows. Right now the elbows need to go forward, 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 the same way his neck is going. There you go. Now keep that bend in your elbows, and now firm up your abs and sit down and think trot, walk, and halt. Keep your hands up, and halt.
Halt?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's okay.
Walk.
That's okay. Good, good. We'll do that one more time. That was loads better, right? Really good. Okay, so we'll go walk, canter, and then from the canter, just like you're doing here, we're gonna go trot, walk, halt as efficiently as you can without leaning back and pulling.
We're going to do it again.
Yeah, just on the circle here. Good, excellent. I like how you stayed seated nicely there. Now make sure your arms are following. That's right, so here's the difference. When you want him to canter, the arms are moving with him. When it's time to stop the canter, you're gonna start to firm up against him. Ready, and trot, walk, and halt. Good, give him a pat, much, much better. Okay, awesome, so let's come to the grid again, and then that's the feeling you're trying to create after the grid. So a big message that you're going to tell yourself, as well as looking up, is hands up, right? So then you can come this way when you want to halt. Steady. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Are you looking up? Okay. Come again. Do you feel that you get a little bit this way, right? You get tight and you start to look down. I want you to look up and just be like, okay? Feel him underneath you instead of looking at him. Okay? Good job, awesome. Now back him up just a couple of steps, because he was a bit strong there, but you stuck to your plan. Good, and now halt and stand quiet. And give him a pat and walk on. Are you okay? Did you tweak something there?
Cracked a bone.
You cracked a bone, oh dear. Does it hurt or it just felt weird?
Just felt weird.
Okay. Looking up. Hand circle. Feel your right rein, your outside rein, and make sure you're not leaning back, right? Keep that little bend in your hips. Okay, canter again. I want you to do a full circle here before your break. Now look and line up. Rhythm, patience, good, lovely, bending, keep cantering, full circle, hips bent though, there I see you leaning back again like you've got a big beer belly out in front of you, okay? I want you to think six-pack, not beer belly. Okay, give him a walk break and a big, big pat. That was fabulous through the grid. Good boy. Awesome, Leo. Now Leo, in the same way that coming to your grid, you need to be patient and wait to turn until it lines up, right? Same thing with your diagonal fence. Make sure you don't turn before the corner and then you end up slicing this rather than being square to it. So I always say, look early, but don't turn early, right? Look early and wait until the turn presents itself.
Will I be doing a circle, then jump, or right here?
For this one?
After the...
Good question. Nope, no circle, okay? Just use your bend and balance through the turn, and then right away diagonal, and then right away the circle jump. Okay? Hands up. Keep your arms flexible. Now wait for your turn. Good. So now it's all about counter rhythm. Good. Look ahead. So make sure your position and your reins are where you want them, so you're organized for the fence. So he's busting you here, Leo, for not really being proactive, right? You've got to look ahead, keep your leg on, keep your hands in front of you. That looks like a better jumping frame. Now keep the leg, keep the bend and balance. Good for you. Now let's go trot, walk, and halt with your hands up, your elbows bent, position, position, look up, and halt. Good, and give him a good pat. So it was pretty good, and then after the diagonal fence, you look down to check your lead, but then you actually didn't fix your lead, right? So I just kept my mouth shut and waited to see what would happen. So he was on the wrong lead through the turn, and then eventually he's like, this is too much work, and so he broke to trot, okay? And then you were a little disorganized there. Once you got the trot, you needed to be like, let's go, hands up, reins short, okay? Ankle okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Leo. Ready? Hold course. I've got my microphone on. I'm getting filmed right now.
Does he have a hearing?
No, these are all YouTubed. All their lessons. It's kind of cool. So the dad is kind of tracking their progression. He's got 3 boys that ride, and I teach 2 of them.
Oh yeah, I've seen the 2 boys.
Yeah. So it's kind of neat just to see like where
so they get to watch what they're doing on YouTube.
Yeah, and then they get to,
idea.
because they live in Whistler, so they get to go home and watch and kind of do some corrections or think about it or whatever. And it actually, yeah, it seems to help them quite a bit.
That's cool. And how often do they ride? A couple times a week or just once?
Yeah, they're here kind of once a week. Yeah. And then they've got a horse in Langley that they commute down on the weekends for.
I think he's doing awesome.
Yeah.
Because I saw him riding in the winter in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Hands up there. That's right. Stay organized.
And how old is he?
I think he's 12. He might be 11. Out. Look. Okay, trot again, Leo. Yeah, so before you ask for the canter, you've got to get the bend, right? Or else you'll just get the same lead you had again. Bend right. There you go.
And Leo used to say that their dad, they have to listen to
Good for you. Bend and balance. So Leo, we have two options here. With him landing on the outside lead, and he's done it a couple times now, so it seems to be his preferred lead. You can either do a flying change or you can do a simple change. I think it's good practice for you to do a simple change, okay? Because it makes sure that you have to get it done, get the bend, and then ask, right? There's like a sequence of steps there. Okay, so let's just do the last two jumps for a second here.
Okay.
And landing off that one, right leg is gonna hold him straight, then get your trot, change bend, and then canter.
Okay.
Okay? Look up, right leg, trot, change bend. Now walk a sec, Leo. Walk a sec. This is where your flat work has to come into it, okay? So walk a sec. So the reason you're not getting the right bend is because this rein looks like that, okay? So when you have a loose rein here and you ask for the canter, he's being drawn this way, right? You've got a loose rein and a tight rein, so that starts to shift him to the tight rein. Okay, so that's where you actually have to take a feel on this rein and ask him to look to the right while you ask for the canter, okay? Good, let's do that one, and then if we get it, then this one, okay? So really think about your right rein. You've got to take a little feel of it. Starting out with having an even length and then making sure you've got a feel of the inside rein for the bend. Good, right leg, trot. Now take your time, right bend. Good for you. Look at your jump. Steady. Good. Come jump that again, Leo. I want you to look right when you're jumping it. Shorten your rein here, especially the right rein. Now inside bend, inside leg, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Look right. Which way are we looking? So he thought you wanted to turn left because you were looking straight at the barn instead of looking to the right. Come again. Rhythm. Look right. There he knew exactly which way to go. Okay, walk a sec. Good. And you did a good job there of staying with his awkward jump. Okay, sometimes when he gets not a perfect distance, he twists a little bit over the jump, which he did there. Right? Doesn't feel great, but you did a good job athletically to stay with him there. We could make your track a little bit better here by holding out a touch more. Okay, you're turning just a little bit too early there. Okay, we're gonna finish just doing our course one more time, starting with the grid, then the cross rail, then the most important part of the course is this part, setting him up, and then good canter, good track, looking right over your jump, and you're done, okay? Steady. Keep his nose up, Leo. Keep his nose up. Make sure your reins are organized. Good ride. Good ride. Look up. Right leg. Come on. Trot, trot, trot. Good for you. Look where you're going, please. Good for you. Okay, big pat. Good man. Now, interestingly, for your lead, you tend to look at the outside leg. Do you find that easier?
Yeah, because to see if it's wrong.
Okay.
I don't look on the inside because I can't really see.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
Because I usually ride bays and she's bending over.
Oh, okay.
So I have to go like this.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Because, of course, you want the inside leg to be going farther ahead, right? So usually people look at the inside shoulder because it's going farther than the outside one. The problem with looking to the outside is that it kind of, like if your horse is out of balance and you look this way, it's going to make her more out of balance. Okay? So I want you to actually look at the inside one. Yeah. And practice it while you're riding trained horses and then see if you can take it to Blaze, because it might be visually easier for you, but it's probably going to make her problem worse to look at the outside. Okay? Very good. I think that's enough for him. Lots of jumps there, buddy. I'll just loosen this off and he can just walk a few more minutes.
What was that about?
It looks so big.
It looked big from down there, eh?